So for those who don't know me, I have a detailing business and we primarily do interior cleanings. And for the last, I'd say 3-4-ish years, we've used the Aqua ProVac. That was my primary extractor. And I made quite a few videos over the years, like reviewing the product. And now it's been a couple of years now. And you might be wondering, is it still worth the price? Is it still a good unit? Just recently, we switched from the Aqua ProVac, which I believe is like $475, to the mighty H360 Spider, which is $1,700. And then we also upgraded the hose to a Sapphire, whatever it's called, for another $700. So we spent $2,300 on our newest extractor. And the old one we were using was $475. So in 2020 going into 2021, is the Aqua ProVac still a good extractor? Do I still recommend it, or is there something else that you should purchase within that price range? And before we get started, I want to mention, if you do have a detailing business and you want marketing help, I have the SEO for Detailers Facebook pop-up group open right now. It's only going to be open until the 24th, I believe. We're having 4 live SEO trainings, and I'm going to be answering a bunch of questions and stuff. So hopefully I upload this video in time to where you get to see like most of them. But just check the description box down below for all the links that I'll be mentioning throughout the video. But for that Facebook pop-up group, check down below, request access, and make sure you're in the video in the group, because once I close the group down, all the training and information will go away with it. So let's go ahead and get started on the video. Just check the description box down below for all those links. So I use the Aqua ProVac on just about every type of interior that you can imagine. The worst of the worst, the ugliest of the ugliest, cloth, all different types of cloth, fabric, you know, like in all types of condition, I have used the Aqua ProVac. And time after time, it proved itself worthy of being able to handle the nastiest jobs. Now, if you go back all the way to the first video I ever made about it, the first review, I mentioned that it's not going to be the strongest, it's not going to be the biggest, it's not going to have the most suction, it doesn't have the biggest tank, it's made out of plastic, you can't just throw it around because it's probably going to crack. I made all those things up front until, you know, so many years later, that's still exactly how I see it, to where it's a great entry-level extractor for those that want to take a step above like your Bizzle Pro Heat Clean or any of those like $100, 50, you know, extractors. Moving up to the Aqua ProVac, which is, I think as of right now, like it's like $475, is it's a great upgrade. So to me, I'm never gonna tell you, like, again, we have a $1,700 extractor right now. I'm never gonna recommend anyone go purchase a $1,700 extractor unless you're at the point where if you're able to justifiably you can justify that purchase because you have enough customers in your business to make that type of purchase. But you know, if you're nowhere near that realm and you just need a better extractor than, you know, something that's $100 or $150, I would 100% recommend the Aqua ProVac right now, no questions asked. And don't get me wrong, look, if you can't afford that right now, it's okay. My best advice I can give in terms of buying tools and product is buy the best that you can within the budget that you're allowed. Meaning, if the best that you can buy right now is a $150 extractor, we'll buy that. If you can purchase a $475 extractor, we'll buy that now. If you can purchase a $1,200 extractor and you have the customers to back that up, well, go ahead and make that purchase. So buy the best that you can within the budget that you're allowed. And that's basically it. So if that means you get the Bizzle Pro Heat right now, that's $150, and then a year later you upgrade to the Aqua ProVac, that's fine. If you have a bit of customers and, you know, it kind of makes sense to spend, you know, almost $500 on an extractor, I would recommend you make that purchase now, and then you just keep on upgrading as you see fit. Don't fall into that mindset of like, I want to buy, what is it? I'd rather buy nice than buy twice. Like, if that's the case, then, you know, save up for months and months and months and months until you can afford a $1,200, $1,700, $2,300 extractor. But at that point, it's like, why would you do that? Like, I fell for that kind of philosophy or concept or whatever, that like you buy the best that you can at first because in the long run it'll save you money. But the problem with that though is that you end up saving way longer than you need to, and then once you actually get that so-called, is that a mosquito? Once you get that so-called like much better brand, you're not really gonna do much about it, right? So like, if you barely have any customers right now and you go out and purchase a $1,200 mighty 8070 extractor, what is the difference of you having that one versus the Aqua ProVac if you don't have any customers? If you only use it but 2-3 times per month or per week, right? Like, at that point, you can't justify that type of purchase because you don't have the customers for, like, it's not a good fit for where you are in your business right now. Now you might be saying, well, what about like, there's no heating element. It's only a 1 gallon size tank. Like, yes, I understand all of that. It doesn't have a heating element. That is a downside. If you're able to, you could take your own, like, you could fill it up with warm water. I never did that. Like, to be honest, I never, not once, ever put warm water in the Aqua ProVac. I just never did. Because like I'm mobile. So even if if I filled it up once before I left the garage, then by the time I get to the customer's location, like it's gonna be like lukewarm at best, So and then once I have to refill it, like I'm back at using like room temperature water. So I never did that, so take that for what it is. The tank size, like yes, it's only like 1.5 gallons ish or so, somewhere around there. And if you're working on a bigger size vehicle, like yes, you're gonna have to refill quite often. But again, if you're coming from the like Bizzle Pro Heat, which is like an ounce of water in the tank, it's already a bigger upgrade. So like when you make the purchase, it's not gonna be the best. It's not like this is what I'm gonna use for the rest of my detailing career. No, but it is a great entry level extractor. It's going to get the job done, and like it's for the price point, I think it's a pretty good machine for everything that you get. Again, like I beat the living crap at it. Like you want to talk about someone that doesn't take care of their products and tools, that's me. Like to be completely honest, like it's not like I cleaned it out every day. It's not like I like just ran up like distilled water through it. Like I would just throw it around, bang it around, still like consciously taking care of it, right? Like I wouldn't just like fling the thing across the room, or I wouldn't just like yeet it into my vehicle. But like I wouldn't really care about like keeping it in pristine condition, because like I'm out there working, I'm trying to move fast. Like this is just a tool, so whether it gets dinged up here and there, or a little scratch here and there, like it makes no difference to me. So I would just consciously just throw it around, because like it's just a tool. And for me, again, it served its purpose 110%. Now I will say, if you can make the purchase for the longer hose, I think it's like 22 feet. I would recommend you get that. That way you can keep the extractor like in the corner of the car, and then you can just move the hose around the vehicle. If you go with the default one that it comes with, you'll have to move the extractor more frequently, because it won't reach to all the corners of the vehicle. So I would say, if you're gonna get the Aqua ProVac extractor, get the 22-foot hose as well. But another big plus side to the Aqua ProVac is that it has a clear head wand on it. So you can like, those satisfying cleaning videos, or like you can see how much gunk is coming off. So that is also a big plus. It's just like a nice little feature, because that's like, you watch all these videos on YouTube, like, extraction and shampooing, and like you just like seeing all that gunk come out. So that's also a benefit too, so that's good. Now for me, before I joined up with Lex and we partnered up, like the way I would do carpet cleaning was just super clean, diluted 10-to-1 as the pre-spray. Like my APC, I would pre-spray the seats, I would agitate, and then I would just extract. And in the extractor, it was just water. There was like no chemical in there, it was just water. But now we did go to the more like, carpet cleaning professional method of like, having the, I'll just link the products down below, because I always forget the exact name, but it's the Flex Ice and Flex Fire or something like that, where we have a carpet pre-spray, and obviously we spray it, agitate it, and then in the extractor we have the rinse. Just check the link down below, it'll all make sense. So we have the carpet pre-spray, and then we have the rinse inside the extractor, and that's our system that we're running right now. But again, for so many vehicles, hundreds of vehicles, I would spray APC, agitate with a brush, and then extract with the extractor, with just water in there. And it wasn't distilled water, it was just like tap water. So that's how I did it for the longest. Got amazing results, saw no negative, like, anything. Like it worked for me, it worked with, like, the customers were super happy with it. So if you get the machine, like, it's gonna work for you. And like, even if you have the Bizzle Pro Heat, it's gonna work for you. Yes, it's gonna be like night and day difference between a Bizzle to an Aqua to a Spider, but regardless, like if you do the proper steps, you're gonna get favorable results. I mean, look how many detailers are on YouTube that are using that spot cleaner that's like this big on like disgusting interiors, and the end result is still great. So again, if you're doing this as a business, like the reason why we upgraded to the Spider is because at this point in time in our business, like we can't keep on refilling the extractor like 20 times per day. We needed the bigger tank size, we needed a bigger suction power, we just needed a bigger unit, because we're trying to run through like 2-3 vehicles a day of all types of conditions. So we just now needed to upgrade to a bigger unit that can sustain that. But for the Aqua ProVac, again, I highly recommend it. Great entry level extractor. We've done hundreds of vehicles with it, and it gets us the results. So I'll leave it right here. Again, check the description box down below for all those links to the SEO for Detailers pop-up group, which closes on the 24th. There's gonna be 4 live trainings. For the links to the man, so many mosquitoes. The links to the products for the carpet cleaning, the Flex whatever system, and then for the ultimate guide to start your detailing business, that will also be down there below. Bunch of information. Oh, and another one, podcasts are up too. So the link will be down to check out my podcast. I've been publishing more episodes as of late. So if you're interested in podcasts, you like listening to podcasts, you want me in your ear hole, you can check that out. So I'll go ahead and start working out, and I'll see you on the next one.